Advanced Ancient America. Michael Button posted the next video on his channel, Advanced Ancient America Lost Civilizations in 1491. In that video he talks about the Amazon Amerins and ancient South America as an advanced civilization, and more importantly as a model civilization. A model for us modern humans for us to thrive, and/or to guarantee sustainability and our existence. If his title, video, and the book he comments on are funded, Ancient America and/or the Amazon Amerins could, and should, be tested as candidates to be the unknown advanced civilization that built or founded our global past. Malta, Göbekli Tepe, the Fertile Crescent, agriculture in Anatolia and the developments in the Caucasus, Mount Ararat, giving rise to the Indo-European languages, the Bronze Age, agriculture in general, including its unsustainable revolutions. The Amazon Amerins and ancient America to be behind all of that is what we of origin for existence hypothesize and defend. Consensus out of Africa. But right now that is not at all what consensus hypothesizes and defends. Quite on the contrary, for consensus the Americas are not really ancient, never were advanced, and all what happened must have happened in a kind of a rush and with all kinds of genetic drifts, because without the supposed rush and drifts, the Americas undermine the consensus hypothesis and human history, including out of Africa and the Beringia land bridge stand still. Meanwhile, for geneticists like David Reich, the consensus history has become improbable. A nice wording for being impossible, certainly so from a genetic standpoint. Funnily enough, consensus accepts and even defends that about everything, from primates to potatoes, drifted and populated the planet, while for consensus, humans could not cross the shortest of distances, even when propelled by the mightiest currents on the planet, something that turtles, whales, and 5 cm eels successfully used to circle the whole Atlantic over and over. Ancestral markers confirm the Amazon and Amerins as the origin of all humans and development. Genetically ancient America to be behind all the above works perfectly. Before anything else, the ancestral markers fundamentally prove the above. If interested, please search on YouTube with a composed word in between quotes. Like this, ancestral markers. The ancestral markers do not only point to out of America, and the Amazon Amerins as our genetic ancestors, the providers of our DNA, but also by now, advancing research, all the rest, including or even first of all Africa, has become totally improbable as the origin of all humans. Ancestral markers, while used in research in general, this to point out the ancestry of peoples and groups, are not used when we look for the ancestor of all humans, and science suddenly freezes, and does not even mention their existence. This way the general public also does not look for the ancestral markers. Obviously this is absurd and scientifically totally incorrect and irresponsible. mtDNAL. mtDNAL, which is a weak ancestral marker, is the only ancestral marker used. It is claimed to be evidence that supports out of Africa, and it is the only one left as credible. But a recent discovery that this ancestral marker did not originate in humans in Africa, but instead in Neanderthal outside of Africa hundreds of thousands of years earlier, evidently turns it into a proof against out of Africa. Also strangely, mtDNAL is not presented as an ancestral marker, probably because someone could remember and suggest looking for the other ancestral markers, and in doing so obviously the crowd at some point would discover that all ancestral mariners point to the Americas as the origin of all dead and living humans. Blood group O. When you look at a map of the world with blood group O amongst natives, in just one glance you clearly see that no part of the world had blood group O dominant, except South America. Further, blood group O is the only recessive blood group, meaning it cannot come from another blood group, while all the rest can come from O. The message is clear. South American people are the only ones that cannot come from another place, so South American natives are the ancestors of all humans. Please see or other videos about this, and other evenly clear ancestral markers further proving and confirming South American natives are the ancestors of all humans. PV92. When someone would look at a map with the oldest ancestral marker PV92 that spread around the whole world, in one glance that person would see that all humans come out of the Amazon forest and next spread through the Amazon River, cross Central America and spread all over the world through the Austronesians' expansion, this in the direction of Africa and the rest of the world. The Austronesians' expansion is exactly where the bulk of oldest up-walking fossils were found, and also exactly where some of the oldest cultures and the densest populations of the world occurred. Up-walking Homo erectus. Homo erectus fossils are the oldest up-walking fossils ever found. Homo erectus evolved around 2 million years ago. They too are found on the Austronesian expansion route. Denisovan fossils are the second oldest up-walking fossils ever found. They too are found on the Austronesian expansion route. Neanderthal fossils are the second oldest up-walking fossils ever found. They too are found on the Atlantic expansion route and/or the extended Austronesian expansion route. Both the Atlantic expansion route and/or the extended Austronesian expansion route are interlinked with the Americas, and it are the Americas that present the highest frequency of Denisovan and Neanderthal-related haplotype B006. Further, this Denisovan and Neanderthal-related haplotype B006 presents spatial association with mtDNA-L. This only so in the Americas. This further reinforces the association of mtDNA-L with Neanderthals, Archaics, and the Americas.